Let's test that 1, that 2, 3. So ladies and gentlemen, all the way from London, Birmingham, who had the vision to do his album and not do it in his own town. You might say it's a bit crazy, but I say that's a man of faith. Mr. Ladies and gentlemen, make him feel very, very welcome. Mr. Triple O! Come on, make some noise! Woo! How are you doing, my brother? Yeah. We're just going to switch it on there, bro, and we're going to be live and direct. Take a seat, we're going to have a little talk. We need to have a little talk.
Can I get comfortable?
Yeah, get comfortable.
Can I take my shoes off?
Guys, yeah. I don't want to cheese, so come on to your foot, you know. No joking. Yeah, if you want to take off your shoes, you can kick back like that, you know, it's okay. We're family, that's good. Oh, I'm so sorry, you know, I just realized Croc kind of looking at me. Everyone say hi, Truth or Dial. Yo, if you do not respond, it will come out and bite you, isn't it? Isn't that true?
Yeah, it's very true. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the Truth Show. Everyone left me out today.
I know. So we're going seriously. Look right. Look. This is what I do. It seems a bit crazy. So what? This is you ask my daughters, how you doing to me now? What does daddy do at home? Showtime. And daddy gets all the bears and the stuff. And we do voices and the bears talk and I go, Daddy, do it again. And let the daddies talk and they talk to each other. You can't do these things and you can't just be there talking about pick up your clothes, mommy beat you. You know someone. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. How you doing, Triple O?
I'm very well, sir.
Everyone say back to Triple O. So how you doing, bro?
I'm good.
How you feeling today?
I am feeling.
This is the true show.
The true show. It's been stressful, but I think all of this just reminds me that there's only so much that I can do in my own strength. So just in the midst of all the manic ups and downs and the almost nearlies but not quite, it just reminds me like don't do it on your own strength, trust in God.
That's cool.
So it's been stressful, like and discouraging at times, but I just say, do you know what, Lord, do what you want to do, and let your name be glorified at the end of it. So yeah.
So give him a clap, man. Give him a clap. Just give him a clap because I think it's always important, you know, for people to have context of an event. Is that making sense? And Triple O. Basically, Roger gave the referral and said to Nathan, Triple O's looking to launch his album, and I think it would be good to come on the True Show and just talk about his album. Is that making sense? And I know there's different things happening back in London, so he was only able to kind of like get the message out there with 7 days, isn't it? And I was like, BB, and you're going, bro, are you sure you want to do this? And you was like, dude, well, why still go forward, even with that short notice? What's your thinking?
Do you know what? It's one of those things where I don't want to look back in 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years and say, oh, I wish I could have, and I didn't. Because I think as a Christian, regret is something that we shouldn't have the opportunity to feel, in the sense of we have to learn how to walk by faith. And it's like practically, like we need to understand that Christianity is a practical thing. And there's sometimes we just need to say, Lord, you know, I'm going to give it all to you. And whatever happens, not in a blasé kind of way, but just in a way it's like, okay, Lord, you know, do what you want to do. And I think sometimes we have our own expectations. And if we were to go on expectations of man, you're like, yeah, I want it to be around, I want to sell out, I want to do that. But then it's like, well, you know, that's not what he may want, like for us in general, or what, you know, in the context of this project, what he wants. So I'm like, okay, look, this is going to happen either way. And we're going to have the opportunity to go around the UK, share the gospel of Christ, share this music, but then also as well, allow me just to have fun with what the Lord has given unto me. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So tell us about the project. The album's called Flatline.
The album's entitled Flatline.
What's behind that?
It's funny because initially the album was entitled The Heart of Redemption. And I started it in 2007. So it's taken me 4 years to put together.
Wow.
2007, we finished it December 2009. 16 tracks, 17 tracks. Scrapped it.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
It wasn't good.
Wow.
It wasn't good.
17 tracks.
17 tracks. There's only, if I'm to be honest, there's only one track that made it from that to this one. But everything else just kind of, and it was a painful period, and it was quite discouraging as well. And I remember even my brother Esso can testify as well. At that time, I was like, do you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, do you know what? I really like, and even Esso was kind of encouraging me, like, bro, pray about it, think about it, you know, really seek the Lord's face about this kind of thing. And I said, no, I'm not doing music anymore, because at that point, I've been doing it for about 4 years, music ministry. And I've seen so many people come, and this is me just kind of being honest. And I've seen people who started after me, and they were going further than me.
Okay.
So they were doing like these big events, and I was like, Lord, when's it going to be my turn? And I was getting rid. That was just my flesh speaking, but I just got really discouraged. But then, so I said, okay, let me finish off the year. Once 2010 comes, that's it. I'm stopping. So I finished off the rest of the year. Had about in December 2009, had about 10 shows in that month, December 2009. So let me just run out those shows. 2010 comes, that's it. I'm stopping. 2010 came, January 2010, took a little break. February 2010, I thought, do you know what, Lord, do you still want me to do this kind of thing? So we carried on, and I said, all right, cool. Let's start the album again. So we started it again. Same vision, same purpose, but we just decided to start from scratch. And we just kind of built it up from there. So we just went through 2010 and 11, the 11th of July was when it was released on iTunes. So that was.
So when was the moment when that word or decision came to say?
I won't say there was this big shining light from heaven or this revelation per se, but it was just one of those things where as the year progressed, I was just feeling there was a peace in my spirit, and I was like, okay, cool, Lord, if this is gonna work, then you're gonna make it work. I'm not gonna make it work because I can't do it by myself. This thing's gonna happen. So it was just I just carried on, and as things just started to fall into place, and things just started to kind of, I'm like, okay, cool.
Wow, that's interesting. So tell us a bit about you, because I know sometimes people can just see the performer. So what other things? I know you're a graduate, is that right? Or
yeah. I thank the Lord. Last year, graduated in financial economics.
Wow.
So that's what I just graduated from. Fantastic. In about a couple of weeks, I started my masters as well. So that's something I'm looking forward to as well.
Brilliant.
So
come on, people, that's good, man. That's fantastic, man. So, have you always been Christian, or what's
I think for me, it was one of those things where I was brought up in a Christian home, a Christian background, Christian heritage, but I never took the faith seriously. Didn't understand what it meant to be a Christian. It was just the thing to do. I didn't understand what the gospel was or who Christ was. I just thought, yeah, Christian. Just bam, put the jumper on, put the badge on, and just on we go. And I think it was about 7, 8 years ago, things started to change, and I started maturing in the faith. But it wasn't. I would say it was really until about 3.5, 4 years ago. I had a real kind of understanding of what the gospel is. I think it's one of those terms and phrases that we throw around, and there is no understanding of what it really is and what
would you say it is in?
Well, in a sense of it, just kind of 60-second kind of breakdown. The gospel being the good news, the fact that we as individuals, we really and truly in our own doings and our own dealings, we deserve nothing but wrath and hell because of sin, Genesis 3, the fall of man. But because of what Christ did, through no obligation to us, he said, you know what, I'm going to pay the price that you couldn't pay on your own accord, that you can't pay by yourself. I'm going to pay that and save you from myself for my glory. So when I had an understanding of that, I was like, oh, okay, so that's what the gospel is. That's the good news. You know, the fact that I deserve wrath and hell, but through his mercy and his grace, he's given me another start, a new heart, a new beginning, and I'm able to kind of, you know, not by my own strength, but, you know, through, you know, the keeping of the Holy Spirit, to kind of keep walking now until that day when he says, okay, my child, come, let's go home.
That's amazing.
So,
2 other questions, if you don't mind.
Of course, sir.
Triple O. What's your perspective? Because, you know, as I spoke to you before, the kind of theme that we're in the True Show about music, media, and the effect on the mind. What's your perspective on it in terms of the secular music and media that's out there, and what you know, answer that first.
I think as Christians, we have to be. Bible says, whatever we do, whether we eat, whether we drink, do unto the glory of the Lord. So then that does need to apply to the music we listen to. Not only just music, because I think we place so much emphasis on music and media. It's like music and media has its own rules and standards, then clothes and everything else is somewhere else. I think if you're going to be dogmatic about one area, you need to apply it and be consistent to other areas. So I think that we need to be very mindful of the things that we do, things we watch, places we go. Have that mindset, okay, if Jesus was alive, would he go here? Would he watch this? Would he listen to that? But then at the same time, we can't be ignorant and think that, oh, let me wrap myself up in cotton wool and think that, oh, you know, the world is going to automatically get saved without me having an understanding of my surroundings. Now, having an understanding doesn't necessarily mean condoning what they're doing or partaking in it, yeah. But it just means you know, for you to understand it, you will need to see it. You will need to, you know, see certain things. You will need to kind of, not necessarily, you don't need to put your hand in fire to know that it burns, but you need to know that the fire is there. So you can observe from a distance, so you know, if you were to kind of engage the culture, if you were to try to step into the culture, you know what needs to be done. So if you're going into, for example, I don't know, like a punk rock concert, you're not going to go in shirt and tie because that's not the environment. You have to know what, first you need to observe what the environment is and then know how you're going to approach it, not necessarily, but then not joining them. Yeah. So it's kind of like you have to get the right balance and not allow yourself to kind of fall into the sin or the thing that people are trying to abstain from, but then have an understanding of how to approach it.
Fantastic. We're going to open it up. Thank you for that, Triple. That's fantastic.
Beautiful testimony.
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, Mommy said beautiful testimony.
Amen.
Praise God.
And you're in sense, so you're on your way. If you continue in that mode, yes?
Yes. Yes. Yes, my God, that's brilliant. As you know, guys, the text is you can text a question or ping a question. Have you anything on the phone? No? I don't know if got any questions that you'd like to ask Triple before he performs. No. That is fantastic. Nothing fantastic, but it's good in terms of time. So you got some tracks you want to perform to us, don't you, from your album?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, are you ready to do that, bro?
I'm ready.
You are ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I'd like to say before you perform, Triple, that I'm godly proud of you. Don't know you personally, but I admire your faith. And, you know, despite the fact that it was short notice, you still just said, you know what, I'm going forward. You're not even doing a tour in your hometown in London. You chose to come here, Birmingham. Now you're going to
Luton tomorrow.
And then Manchester.
With
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what I'll ask you guys personally, for me, for God, but more just, it's not easy doing any kind of project. As you hear Triple O say, it's 2007 you started, and it's 2011 now. And I don't really understand, I'm not an artist or anything like that, but I know that it takes time, it takes commitment. To be in the studio, putting the stuff together, and putting the material doesn't just come yesterday. And we do not need to look at the numbers here, but I know that everyone's got a Facebook account, yeah? Everyone's got a Twitter, well, most people got Twitter or BBs. Just help Triple O and his team. Just spread the word, because you might be in Birmingham, but you might have contacts in Luton. Just to create a buzz on Facebook, just make comments about the show, just to create a buzz, because sometimes we do need each other. And for us to take and advance the kingdom or advance truth, even things like truth or whatever, we have to support them. We can't just see something and oh, that's just the thing, because the reality is it's not easy for anybody. Nicole and stuff, Cadet, SO. Everyone, people that do things, just sometimes press share, to sow a seed, because sometimes someone else might go and be blessed by it. So Triple O, let's make some noise for him as he gets to perform. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing onto the stage, who's going to perform from his now album, available for £10 outside, the Flatline album, first sold here in Birmingham. Mr. Triple O.